Hey everyone, it is Bridget here from Bridget's Healthy Kitchen, wishing you a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I hope you're well and I hope you are safe. Thank you for joining me. It is a very special class today, a brunch cooking class, and I bet you have never ever had crepes like these. Yes, we're making crepes, but we are making gut-loving crepes. If you're wondering what gut-loving crepes are, they are literally crepes that are going to love you back. So they love your gut so much. They are full of the most wonderful gut healing, gut soothing, and gut-loving ingredients. Lots of wonderful, wonderful ingredients that we're going to be putting into our crepes today. And as I was saying, I guarantee you, I shouldn't say guarantee, chances are, no such thing as a guarantee, but chances are you may never ever had crepes like these, because crepes are usually full of, obviously gluten, flour, white flour, and also, Morena Turuhi for joining us. Hello, my darling. Good to see you. But as you know, crepes are usually full of sugar and dairy. Of course, we've got none of that stuff. And in fact, what we do have is a crepe that is going to help to keep you feeling full, which is great. They taste amazing, and I'm going to teach you guys lots of wonderful ways that you can fill your crepes. Just in time, if you're watching this anywhere around Mother's Day, it's going to be Mother's Day next week. This is a recipe that you might want to rock out either for yourself or for the mum that you love, or for anyone actually. These are just amazing. So let's get into the recipe. They are pretty simple to use, and I'm sure you're going to be surprised at the ingredients we're going to be using today. So come on down to my bench. Now the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking myself up a little bowl here, and I'm going to be adding into my little bowl some of this. And this is the first step in making sure, I know it's backwards, but what it actually is natural grass-fed gelatin. Told you you've never had crepes like these. These crepes have got gelatin in them. They are incredibly good for, this is incredibly good for your gut. So the first thing that I'll be adding, I'll be talking a bit more about this later on, why it's so good for your gut. So the first thing we're going to be adding into our crepes is some of this amazing grass-fed gelatin. So you want to be adding in here to your little bowl 2 tablespoons of our grass-fed gelatin. Now gelatin is basically cooked collagen, and I'm sure as soon as I say the word collagen, you're thinking, collagen's really, really good for my skin, really, really good for my hair, and you'll be absolutely right. Collagen is also really good for bone health and joint health, especially for anyone who has osteoarthritis. You should be getting as much collagen or as much gelatin into your diet as possible. So 2 tablespoons go into our little bowl. And then what we're going to do is I've just got cold water, just normal tap water in here, and you want to add into here 120 mils, which is about 4 ounces of just regular old tap water. I am measuring it so I get it precise. So 120 mils, which is just over 4 ounces of cold water. Now we're just going to set that off to the side. And what's going to happen as we're doing that, give it just a quick little stir, nothing too major, quick little stir. What's going to happen now is this gelatin is going to begin to thicken. It's also known as blooming. So we're blooming the gelatin, takes a couple of minutes, gives us enough time to then make the rest of the crepe mixture, which is really easy. I'm going to be working directly into my little food processor here. No need to worry about too much cleaning, which is great. So I'll be adding in a bit of almond flour. You don't have to use almond flour. You can use any nut or seed flour of your choice. And we're going to be adding in 100 grams, which is 3.5 ounces, straight into our little machine of our almond flour. 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. As I was saying, you could use any nut or seed flour of your choice. Of course, that will alter the flavour a little bit, but if you've got a favourite nut or seed flour that you like to use, by all means, go ahead and use that. All right, so our flour is in there, well, almond flour. We're going to add a bit of sweetness because I do like my crepes sweet, and I'm going to be adding in, of course, our pure as inulin powder is going in there. So now, which is wonderful, we are creating a prebiotic environment in our crepes as well. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons And of course, by adding our wonderful pure as aniline, we're adding dietary fiber. Yeah, we are adding, as well as dietary fiber, we're also adding that wonderful prebiotic quality. And you guys know the prebiotics feed the probiotics. So even if you're eating lots of probiotic foods, if you don't have enough prebiotics, they've got nothing to eat. So this creates a really healthy environment in your gut. As well as that, told you these are good, I'm also going to be adding in some psyllium husks into here. It's going to help to thicken our mixture, but it's also going to help to add more of that wonderful fiber. And you know, the majority of people do not have enough fiber in their diet. Majority of people who eat the sort of, you know, the standard Australian or the standard New Zealand or the standard American or the standard English or UK diet do not have enough fiber in their diet because you're eating a lot of processed foods. This is so full of wonderful fiber. So 2 teaspoons of our psyllium husks go in. Because we're making sweet ones, I've got in here, this is pretty cool. Check this out. This is actually vanilla powder. So you could use vanilla essence, but can you see that? How cool is that? It's actually, my God, it smells amazing. That's a vanilla powder. So it's just pure vanilla beans that they've powdered down. 1 teaspoon of either vanilla powder, or you could use vanilla extract, but make sure it's pure. Is going to go in there. A pinch of our mineral salt is also going to go in there as well. And I forgot to melt it. On here I've got 50 grams, as you can see, of coconut. Well, you can't see it's 50 grams, but I've got 50 grams, which is coconut oil, and which is 1.7 ounces. I'm just going to very gently melt that in the microwave. Bear with me. While that is melting, I'm also going to be adding into here some eggs. So this particular mixture makes about 10 crepes, so it's a really decent amount. So I'm going to be breaking into here 4 large eggs. That's going to give us sort of 10 to 12 crepes, which is, as I say, really, really decent amount of crepes. 3, and 1 more for luck. 4 eggs. Alright, and as well as that, I'm going to be adding in 120 mils more of our normal tap water. It's going in there as well. Fantastic. Let's go to our oil. So when it comes to your coconut oil, you want it to be just, you probably can you see, just melted. Not hot, because otherwise it'll cook your eggs. So just melted coconut oil goes in there. I'm going to grab up the lid of our food processor and we're going to whiz away. Alright, are you ready? Just till it's smooth. Doesn't need too much time here. And it's quite, as you can see, it's quite liquidy. Quite liquidy. You're like, that's a very liquidy crepe mixture. But look what has happened to our bloomin' gelatin. That wasn't me swearing or attempting to swear, by the way. This is literally bloomed gelatin. Remember, it was really quite thin before, and now it's almost jelly-like in consistency, because that's actually what you use to make jelly. It's gelatin. Well, that's one version. You can do it without having animal products in it, but most jelly is made with gelatin. You can see it's now completely bloomed. So we are now able to add it into our little food processor here. Just like this. Get it all out. Like I said, this stuff is so incredibly good for us. It is 98 to 99% protein. And you guys all know how good and how important protein is in our diets. So that gelatin there, 98 to 99% protein. So really, really good for us. But I think one of the really cool things about gelatin is, unlike other proteins, it has virtually no fat, no carbs, and no calories. So it's, like I said, it is an amazing weight loss aid as well. So bit of a blend. Ta-da! We have made the craziest crepe batter you may have ever seen in your life. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you've made crazy stuff like this before. It's hard to say. I'm going to get a bowl and just tip it into a bowl so you can kind of see the consistency that we have created here. So crepe batter, and we're doing a more of a French style crepe, even though this is probably not French at all, because I don't know many French crepes that have gelatin in it. But the style of crepe is definitely French. So when it comes to crepe batter, one of the things that you need to be very mindful of is that your batter is unlike a pancake batter, which can be quite thick, as you know. This one here is quite liquidy. Can you see that? That's a really liquidy type of batter, and that's exactly what we are looking for as well. Is we're looking for a batter that is quite thin, and as you can imagine, being that thin, we're going to get quite a few crepes out of it. So I'm using this is a real crepe pan. Can you see how thin that is? This is a crepe pan, but of course you can use a frying pan. And if you have a small frying pan that's non-stick, even better, because you're not going to need nearly as much. You know, I'm using a coconut oil spray on here, but if you have a non-stick pan, you're going to be using even less. You might want to spray it initially, and then you'll find you won't have to keep on adding more oil. But this crepe pan I have had pretty much my entire career, so it's, you know, close to 30 years old, I reckon, that I've had it in my collection. So to begin with, we're going to give it a fairly good spray, because obviously we don't want things to stick. Really important. I'm going to be turning it on the gas here, turning on the heat. And what you want to do when it comes to making crepes, this part, as you can see, is pretty easy. You know, it's not that hard to work out the batter, but it's actually the technique that happens here that can be a little bit more, you require a little bit more attention. So in other words, stand next to your cooktop and really observe, you know, what's going on there. And who am I seeing at the moment? I'm saying hello to Carolyn. I can see Carolyn there, and also hello to Ruth as well. So good to see you, ladies. Thank you for joining me. So we're heating up our pan. You don't want to get it smoking hot. That's the thing when it comes to making crepes, is yes, I want the surface to be warm, but I do not want to have any haze coming off it, because then it's definitely too hot, and it's going to be just a little bit more difficult to make our crepes. So I'm going to make sure that we've got a really nice heat. And the other thing when it comes to making crepes is sometimes the first one doesn't work, and that's okay. Take your time. Don't worry if the first one doesn't work. My one may not work, I don't know. All right, well, we've got a bit of heat coming off there. I'm going to be adding in a ladle. I can even tell you the size of this ladle. This is a perfect size for making crepes. So it is 60 mils or 2 ounces. That's how much liquid I'm going to be putting, or batter I'm going to be putting into my crepe pan. So as I'm putting it in, you can see I've taken it off the heat, and I'm beginning to just swirl the pan. So I get, can you see this little even coverage that I'm getting? Rather than just having this big lump of mixture down the bottom, can you see that? I've got a pretty good little circle happening. So this is where that kind of, as I was saying, a bit of technique comes in. So turn your heat down now. I started it on high. I'm now going down to medium, just sort of, yeah, I'd say just under medium. And keep an eye on it. This is when you don't want to walk away. This is when you want to be really, really observant about what's going on. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the bubbles around the edges. That's number one. And as well as the bubbles, I'm looking for it to start to almost gently lift off the pan as well. So because I'm using a gas flame, and you guys all know I'm not a big fan of gas, because all the heat is just basically in the middle there. So I'm actually adjusting this. If you're using an electric cooktop, you don't have to be so finicky about sort of moving it to where the heat is. See, I'm adjusting it, just adjusting the heat. It's only because the flames are there, so it's only actually hitting there. I'm not getting heat out here, so I'm helping it along, as you do. I'm assisting the gas to cook my crepe nice and evenly. So don't rush this stage. I think it's a good thing to say. Don't rush this stage at all, because you don't want to ruin these amazing, gut-loving, gelatin, fiber-rich crepes. So I've got this. This is cool. This is such a, see how thin that is, and it's like super flexible. Look at that. And you want to see how old it is? Look at all the marks on the handle. Once again, I've had it for a while. I think it cost me more than you would pay for obviously a plastic scraper or a plastic slice spatula. But I've had it for, I don't know, 15 years. It's worth every cent. So I'm just using my very thin little spatula. Oh, look at that. Can you see that pulling off? Perfect. It's a bit raw on that side. I'm just going to hold it down there. It's starting to smell like crepes. So the beauty, as I was saying before, of this gelatin that we're using to make crepes is, yes, 98 to 90% protein. So it helps to repair and to restore muscles and tissues within the body. But as well as that, this is the really cool thing about gelatin, is it helps to make you feel full. So from a weight loss perspective, if you're in this for weight loss, then gelatin is something that you really might want to seriously look into, because not only is it going to help to make you feel full, but the other thing that it does, well, here we go, it's coming off, I'm just taking my time, working around the edges. One of the other cool things about gelatin is it helps to release a hormone, and I've spoken about this hormone quite a few times before, a hormone known as leptin. That is the hormone responsible for, responsible for you feeling full. So when you have not enough leptin, some people find that they feel hungry all the time. Your leptin is the hormone that is released to tell your body you're full, you don't need any more food. Gelatin helps to promote the release of leptin. How cool is gelatin? I know, it's amazing. And in terms of gut loving, gelatin will actually support and heal your gut lining. So it's really, really good for anyone who suffers from things like IBS or leaky gut. It will actually help you to repair and support the actual health of the lining of your gut. So there we go. We have one crepe done. And I am extremely happy that I didn't ruin the first one. I was all prepared for the first one to be ruined. I totally was. Okay, let's do that again. A little bit of coconut oil. Remember, the first time you need a bit more. Second time, not so much. Second time is, second time you don't have to have quite as much on there. All right. Mix goes in. We pick it up straight away. And then you begin that very gentle swirling motion. The swirling motion is going to, and because the crepe batter is so thin, that swirling motion is going to help to give you, look at that, a really perfectly round crepe. That's how we do it in the restaurants. Like literally, that's exactly how we do it, is we get up and we swirl, and we swirl, and we swirl. And that's why it's really helpful that these are so light, because after doing that, 100 times a night, you can get pretty sore arms. So once again, we're keeping an eye on it. I've got a little bit of bubbles appearing, which is great. I just haven't moved the heat now. I'm pretty comfortable with the heat that I have there, which is around about medium. But every element that you use, if you're using electric or if you're using induction, obviously if you're using gas, whatever it is, it's all going to be different. So you need to just keep an eye, especially on that first one, just to see how the heat's doing. All right, here we go, around the edges. Look at that, it's coming up. You'll also find that the second one, once you've got the heat good, it's usually a lot quicker to cook too. A lot quicker. So back to gelatin. I know I'm rabbiting on about it, but I love it. It's really good for anyone who is type 2 diabetic, because it can help to lower blood glucose levels, which is really, really wonderful. And as I was saying, amazing for your bone and joint health, thanks to the collagen that makes up gelatin. And if you suffer from, or someone who suffers from osteoarthritis, this gelatin is really good for them, because it does help with those that joint pain as well. But another great thing about gelatin, it will support your heart health, and it supports your brain health. If you are wondering where you get gelatin from, remember, if you're buying gelatin, you want to go for one that is grass-fed. It's just going to be a little bit better for you. I picked up my gelatin at my local supermarket. I've got a really good, healthy supermarket near me, which is just good. This one's breaking. Never mind, that's okay. This one's a bit broken. I'm just going to take that out there. See, if you screw it up, it's fine. It does not matter because we're going to wrap them anyway. All right, a bit of a wonky one, but still a nice colour. Bit of a wonky one. The more you do this, trust me, the better you will get at it. I'm going to do it one more time, and then I'm going to show you guys some amazing fillings. Because you will notice, like I said, as you continue along your journey, your crepes will get better and better and better. And except for that one, which is, like I said, it's a bit wonky, but that's okay. So yeah, I got this from my local supermarket, but if you're struggling, if your local supermarket does not sell it, and many do not, obviously, it's a bit of a, bit of a niche product. Check out your health food store, but of course, just go online. Go online and have a look. Google grass-fed gelatin near me, and chances up, or grass-fed gelatin shop, chances are you'll find some near you, and you can order it, and it'll be delivered to your door. All right. So remember, 60 mils or 2 ounces per crate goes in. And look how many you're going to be able to get out of here. It's awesome. You could brunch, for at least, 4 to 5 people with these crepes because they're really filling. Because of the fibre, because of the gelatin, because of the almonds, because of the eggs, all that goodness that we have in there. Just make sure that it's a really filling crepe. All right, I'm going to show you, like I said, I'm going to show you guys some really cool fillings, ideas that you can use. And a really good thing about these crepes is you can make them in advance, of course, and then, just reheat them either very quickly in the oven, or you can reheat them in the microwave. And the thing I like about them is they are great for filling. So you can fill them and you can roll them because they hold themselves together really, really well. So some of the fillings that I like to use, I'll show you now. The first one that we're going to make, this here is my raspberry lipstick jam. So that is my sugar-free jam, which if anyone knows, has seen me recently, you know how much I love this jam. It's so wonderful. So this is my raspberry jam. I'm just going to go around the edges before I show you the film. Yes, we have a quick question.
Where do you get your powdered gelatin from?
Oh, we just discussed that actually. Yeah, we just talked about that. Thank you. So the question was, where do you get your gelatin from? As I was saying before, you get your gelatin either from your local supermarket, if you've got a good one with a good health food aisle, which I do close to me, or you get it from the health food store. But if you're just wondering about price-wise, it's usually cheaper to shop online, guys. I love health food stores, but I do know they can be a little bit on the pricey side. So check out your online shopping possibilities as well. It's always a good idea. All right, so back to this raspberry lipstick jam. Of course, my jam is sugar-free and all the frees and all sorts of stuff like that. And then all I do is take a little bit of coconut milk, and that is one filling. I'll show you in a second. I just want to make sure we don't, no, it's not moving. It needs my spatula. Make sure that we don't burn our crepe. Just get under there, best as you can. Cook that side a little bit more on the gas. And I reckon a little bit of cajoling. Seems to be that end there. It's just sticking again, just a little bit. You get to know your pan really well when you make crepes. Woo! Perfect. All right, so all you need to do to fill, bit of raspberry jam goes down the bottom. Oh my gosh! Already I am salivating from this. Bit of raspberry jam goes down on the bottom. You can keep it so simple, so incredibly simple, and just do something like coconut milk. I've got a really, my coconut milk, I left it in the fridge overnight, so it's almost like, look at that, it's like coconut cream, right? Couple of blobs goes on there, and then you can, oh, I'm going to keep you there, and then you can just do a bit of a swirl. Oh my gosh. Yum, yum, yum. All right, that one looks good. I'm going to put that one to the side. So, of course, that is one absolutely awesome idea when it comes to filling your crepes. If you wanted to as well, you could also take up some, this is just frozen berries that I put into a pot, turn them on. As soon as I saw the first bubble, I literally took them out of the pot, turned the pot off the heat, and I have these amazing berries just perfectly cooked. So you can put some berries in there as well if you're wanting something whole. Up to you. Of course it's up to you. It is, oh, delicious. All right, and then, as I was saying, these crepes are the perfect rolling crepe, as you can see there. All right, I need, oh, here's the plate. Dun, 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 dun. Let me put them on there. Okay, so there's, oh my gosh. Like these crepes are so good, you can literally pick it up and eat it like that. Can you see? You can do that. So that's one filling. Amazing, gorgeous filling is literally by, jam and cream. But, I'll go to this one. You wanna fill them when they're just cooled down a little bit. Another great little filling for you guys. One for the kids. This is my homemade hazelnut spread, aka Nutella. Yes, I make my own Nutella. I have shared this recipe with you guys. If you have got this recipe, it is amazing. Of course, you don't want to use normal Nutella because normal Nutella is full of, sugar, really bad oil as well, whereas mine is just hazelnuts, bit of inulin powder. It is just so incredibly good for you. And also I put cacao in there, so really high in antioxidants. I know you never thought you can have Nutella that's high in antioxidants. Well, you can with my homemade Nutella. And what is the classic? Ta-da! If you're treating yourself or you're treating someone else, then you can't go past, let's be honest, Nutella and banana. Not the last time, but the first time Mahi and I ever went to Paris, we stayed in a Parisian hotel, not so nice one, right in the district of Pigalle, which is kind of like the red light district, because that's all we could afford at the time. And there was a cart making crepes right underneath our balcony window. It was pretty amazing, and all I could open up the doors from onto our little balcony. We did have a little balcony. We were facing the street. It was pretty cool. They can go there as well. It was pretty cool, but all I could smell was crepes, and we had no money to buy them. It was heartbreaking. All right, and the last little filling I'm going to show you guys. And once again, this is completely up to you. Oh, let me give you a few ideas. Why not just do crepes and fiber syrup? It'll be amazing, right? You know that's going to be good. And once again, you're adding all that goodness into it. So you can do that. One of the ones that Mahi loves is he loves to do lemon squeezed over, and then he grabs up some zero as sugar and he sprinkles it over that, and for him that's his crepes done. He loves that. But you can be completely, I don't want to say mad, but there's so many things that you can do here. You could literally just do berries and cream. You could do, obviously we've done, jam and coconut milk drizzle. I also have done stewed rhubarb on here. Oh my goodness, it was amazing with just a little bit of our wonderful, really nice and thick coconut milk. But here's something that some of you may recognize. This is my kiwi fruit jam. So this is actually obviously fresh kiwi fruits with some zero as sugar, and that's all you need, and you can make the most amazing kiwi fruit jam. And guess what goes really well on crepes? Kiwi fruit jam is amazing. And I mean, you can just go mad when it comes to the fillings, right? It's completely up to you. But I love this kiwi fruit jam, and I like to put just that. And then I have some fresh mint leaves, which are really nice as well. So just fresh mint leaves from my garden is going on there. Kiwi fruit and mint is a really nice combination, by the way. It's really, really good. And it just feels so fresh and vibrant. And then, of course, give it a bit of a roll. And you have some pretty amazing crepes ready to go. I'm going to cut one open because I really want you to see just how easy it is to hold these crepes and make these gorgeous crepes. You can literally eat it with your hand. Look at that. So this is just such a wonderful crepe mixture, a wonderful crepe journey. If you are wanting to test out your crepe cooking skills, I suggest you give this a go, because of course you are creating something that is loving you back, loving your gut, of course, loving every part of your body, plus loving your taste buds, because these taste amazing. So thank you so much for joining me. As always, I will be sharing this recipe as a full PDF that you can request tomorrow on Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. Go over to Bridget's Healthy Kitchen Facebook page and you can request your copy of my gut-loving crepes coming at you tomorrow. All right, guys, it's been wonderful spending time with you. Good luck on your crepe making. I know you can do it. You're going to smash it out. Enjoy the wonders that gelatin is for our body as well. Go out and get yourself some gelatin. Make these crepes. Enjoy them, love them, and I will see you next time right here in Bridget's Healthy Kitchen. Take care. Bye.